Live. And about now it's already live. Hey, we're live. Live from my basement. It's Thursday night. Woohoo! And let's just jump back over to OBS. We'll put the iMac camera only. Woohoo! There's my buddy Noel. And can I, without risking the TV? Oh, say hi, Christian. Oh, and a nice, better HD camera. Woohoo! Live from my basement. It's Thursday night. Welcome. Dave's Imagination presents Dark Queen Ascension, The Fallen. Before we go any further, let's go ahead and jump in and run our intro. The newly improved, adjusted for the second time in a month, and just on time as Wes, as we are live doing the intro, and we're going to run our intro.
No letters in it.
There I am, back to iMac camera. Oh, there's my iMac camera, but let's go to the game layout bar. Let's jump over to the map. So last week we finished our battle. Was that last week? Did we finish the battle last week? Mm-hmm. Yes, we finished the battle. I should watch my recap show. We finished the battle with the Kraken cultists, Kraken Society cultists, and murder hoboed all the cultists, and but satisfying our dark god and dark gods, and then after that. We went to take a long rest in the village, and the handful left tried to smoke you out in some feeble attempt that didn't work so great. You had learned Ruckus, who had a dark temptation from the Slaw Krathel god, turned him down, but received a tattoo for his insolence. And then on his way back up to the village, he notices that the submarine is gone, your vessel is gone. It lets you know, and you figure out that they probably ran from that huge kraken. And the next day you went down, you found they came back, you got them, and you were off to Gunberg, the Port Gunberg. And on the way to Port Gunberg, Oloc and Ruckus have a revelation. Oloc and Gloin. Oloc and Gloin have a revelation as Oloc goes to Gloin and says, "Hey, I'd like you to scry my family." And Gloin says, "What family? You don't have a family. They're not real. And oh, by the way, you are actually not human. You're Githyanki, and those memories aren't real. And here we're gonna have to figure out your past because that's not true." Right, and through that release of curses and magical protections, a series of layers are pulled off by couple days worth of treatment, couple days of treatment. The Oloc is transformed from the human Oloc to some green elvish looking, alien-looking creature that they call a Githyanki, and there's a discovery of his past. In his past, what did we learn? We learned that he was sent by Xanathar, hired by Xanathar as an assassin to try to kill Manchun, and that Manchun didn't take kindly to that, caught him, tortured him, and put this curse, this alteration, transmutation on him. And so you've learned all that. and you got to the port, and on the port, on the walkways, you see the epitaph of the fisherman that Ruckus had killed.
One of.
No, there's just one at that place that I remember, that I noted.
Right.
And beloved old father, grandfather, elderly figure that he decided to sacrifice to the blood god, his dark god, and he threw some coins, a handful of coins into the bucket, 20, 30 coins, whatever it was, and the group of you went on to the Dragon Turtle Inn. And as you enter the Dragon Turtle Inn, Oloc, as Githyanki walks in, and he sees sitting at the bar a friend, someone he thought of kindly, Mowbray, this green-haired lady, slender, young, short-ish lady, sitting and talking to an overly hairy man at a counter. And that's really where we left off. So, Glenn, are you with me yet, buddy?
So who's on there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So what's your plan here? Are you on the way here, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm about 20 minutes out. I just got in the car.
All right. Very good. We'll see you soon. Fantastic. So,
This will steal Leonard's spot then.
and Leonard's not coming tonight.
I know, we'll steal Leonard's.
You're going to steal Leonard's spot. That's fine.
Not his own.
Just move the chair so you're not bumping the wires too much. That I notice. I don't know if he does it intentionally or if it's me moving. That these wires can be tricky and it'll kill our video feed. So I would start with Mowbray. You're sitting there. You're talking to this guy. Your ring is. I in my recap video, I said it was glowing. It's not putting off light.
Right.
It's
that was my thought. It was basically a color change.
It's like a mood ring, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Your mood ring is red. It was red, though, an hour ago while you were sitting here.
Right.
This is not new.
This guy's clearly suspicious.
And the range of your ring isn't that specific, but his nature is drawn you to him. And tell me about this conversation you're having.
So, Christiana de Mowbray would kick things off by asking if they have steak on the menu. And ask him how he likes his steak.
That's kind of an odd question to ask, don't you think? How do I like my steak? Are you offering to buy me a steak? Let's see. They don't have beef around here is rare. Uncommon. Uncommon. Venison was more like the wild game in the town, but it is more flavorful and juicy if it's less cooked.
And that would be exactly what she was expecting.
And he goes off, pours a drink for somebody. Right, he's working behind the bar. Waitress comes up, grabs something.
Now I'm still trying to figure out her personality, and I'd, be more than interested in, since you.
Yeah,
your thoughts on would she be a little bit more subtle, or would she be one? You said that she wasn't afraid of risks, right?
Yeah. So this was one of the things on my that NPC generator that I love because it gives you a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And so 20 short, wavy, green hair, dyed brown eyes. Brown eyes didn't come through in the AI. silky pink skin. Yeah, not quite because she's scarred, right? She up and down her. She has all these tiny little 1-inch scars all over from her class, right? Short-ish, 5'2", square jaw, rugged face. I thought I changed that. Her face is kind of.
She's half elf.
You know what? I think I changed the description when I put it in the character sheet. I took out the piercings. But let's go to the character sheet.
I kind of like that one. She worships whatever deity helps her.
That I did keep. That I did keep.
But so I think she wouldn't be one. She's one to act on her hunches.
Yeah.
And she's got a strong hunch about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is pointing towards him being a werewolf.
Yeah. So how's she going to handle that? No, I asked you the question in a text message, and this one you didn't. Have you ever seen The Witcher?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so he is not an out and out even to monsters to just out and out kill them necessarily. Right? He would sympathize with their plight a little bit.
Right.
And if possible, cure them of whatever they're going through. Right? So she is not evil or bloodthirsty.
Right. She has no reason to think he's done anything wrong.
Especially since he is working in this establishment.
Now, through the Order of Lycanthropy, did they have a cure or?
No, and if you read it, it said that the cures were frowned against in the Order of Lycan in the Blood Hunter class because, and if they were cured, they would go back and get reinitiated.
But I also read that as like they viewed themselves as being like the good ones, right?
That's right.
So
yeah, they have their condition under control.
Right, exactly. So I was wondering if like maybe they frown upon it for themselves, but if maybe they viewed
certainly would want those that can't control it to be cured of it if there were a way, or put down if it was, too murderous. They don't want wild creatures just murdering people.
Giving them a bad name.
giving them exactly. Yeah.
That's it.
What would she do? I'm trying to think what her motivation would be drawing her in either direction here. Would she try to recruit him, do you think? Also, what was her connection to the? I mean, she's a blood hunter, but she's not an order of.
So, you also would believe, based on the just the fact of appearance, that this creature is not why you were summoned to Gunberg.
Right.
You would also know that this person here is Constable Jessup. He is the person that your contact in Gunberg.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. I think I know her. I think she would just keep this to a conversation. She's just fact-finding. She's just curious at this point. She has no reason to confront him or arrest him or really start a scene or do anything like that. So she would...
Give me a performance or a deception check. You're trying to keep your cool, right? You not give away that you know what he is, and you don't want him to know that you know.
He knows. I rolled a 3.
Yeah. Now, you don't know that he knows you know. Do you follow that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
Well, what's your favorite time of the month?
And he'll say, the favorite time of the month is when the missus lets me snuggle in, if you know what I mean. Here, why don't you have another drink? This one's on me. And he'll be back in a minute.
So, color me dense, but is Wes Mowbray?
Yes. Yes.
But
Okay.
Dave, like, kind of created her backstory, so I'm still kind of feeling out.
All right.
Motivation.
Wes has created 3 characters in the last month, 4 in the last couple months,
Yeah.
something like that.
Something like that.
And when we kind of sent Shimber off on his own way, it's like, okay. And you only have you have limited amount of time in between sessions,
Right.
And so I created this character, and I said, "What do you think?" And he
I thought it
seemed,
was really interesting. So
and there's a couple hooks into our group that I think are fun. So he goes off into the back room, and after a minute, he doesn't come back.
interesting. Okay, so she would, and he told her that I'll be back in
Yeah,
a minute. 5 minutes pass.
and you just watch him because you know the kitchen's back there.
Right. So she would get up and, kind of walk by, trying to pretend like she's not
You know, at some point,
crying, but
dear mouse.
So,
All right, so you're 90% sure who she is, and then what'd you say?
90% sure I know who she is and that we were on good terms the last time I saw her.
That's right.
Alright, so I will...
But now she's gone. She went through the back door, and the rest of the gang is following in after you. I don't know to what extent you're paying attention.
I think I had been asking Ruckus to go approach, because, I wasn't 100% sure, but then she left, so I'm just gonna use one of my fancy cantrips here and cast message, and basically just ask, do you remember Oloc?
Who are you asking?
Mulberry.
Oh, great.
Christian.
Let's see what her response is.
So she did her whole thing out the back door and then she came back?
She's not back yet.
Not back.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She,
No, I'm casting message at her.
yeah, and maybe this is what distracts her from pursuing her as you think Oloc. And
You get a message. Yeah.
there is. Give me a history check for Mowbray.
Actually, I have advantage on that. Unnatural 20.
Oh yeah. So there's something about this voice, and it's been years since you've heard this voice, and it's in relation to this name, and that and you do recall that you did know an Oloc years ago back at the academy.
Well, and she would have, I'm thinking, also heard of Oloc's demise.
Through the chains of the.
Well, if Xanathar, here's my thinking, is if Xanathar, or it wasn't Xanathar, if Manchun is going to knock someone off, he's going to try to make a point of it, right? It's gonna be a warning to everybody else. And so I'm guessing he probably would have spread the word, like, this is what happens to you when you come and mess with me. So
Yeah.
something she would have heard that Oloc met an untimely demise at the hands of Manchun.
Yeah, so there was also the point that at one time, at least, maybe it's long lost, you don't know if the contract's still open or not, but Xanathar had an open contract on Oloc's head.
Okay.
Yeah, well, so this was in the long document I had sent. At the very end, the last line, it was Xanathar at one time had 1,000 gold piece bounty on Oloc's head.
Was this before or after the Manchun?
This was after Oloc had not shown up and Manchun had not died.
Yeah.
So that it was like Oloc took the seed money and ran.
Okay.
So there was seed money. That's what I heard.
And that was Olaf's debt
So-
that he needed to pay off, right?
So Xanthar was ticked at him for not filling the contract,
Right.
and the Manchu was ticked at him for taking the contract,
Yeah.
and let it be known that he rubbed him out first.
Right.
This
So
is the story as you knew it.
As you understand. Yeah.
either way, Demobra would be kind of concerned getting a random ass message.
It is head.
Do you know Oloc? Who is
Oh, and by the way, Oloc may not remember all of this clearly himself.
right?
Things are coming back to him, and seeing you was right after all this happened with Gloin was a jerk in his reality. Like all this is this is crashing down on him. And oh, by the way, I know that person. How do I know this person? and it's Mowbray.
She would be looking over her shoulder.
You look back to the dragon turtle and the door, and those guards are just kind of fixing their armor, straightening up, trying to get comfortable standing there, holding their spear.
She decides that being in a public place with guards is probably safer than They're out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
Because Oloc brings bad news.
Could be. If that's how you remember him.
Well, not so much how he's remembered, but his demise involved many shady and powerful.
So you hear this in your head. Mowbray, is that you?
I guess, Oloc, what exactly was your message?
I think do you remember Oloc?
Right.
Do you remember Oloc?
So that could be coming
Did you
from
know an
anybody.
Oloc?
Exactly. That's where I was going with it. It's like, okay, who wants to know about Oloc here?
Xanathar, is this you?
Right.
Now, in the message cantrip, wouldn't it be that voice, though? That person's voice that's sending the message?
Is his voice? Well, did his voice change when he changed into this thing,
But
or changed back to how you knew him?
He's changing back, to how
Okay.
Mowbray knew him.
Okay.
Again.
So would you recognize?
I'm thinking the
voice?
voice is very similar, if not the same, even as a human. It's
how-
not like he turned from a cat person or a lizard person.
And how many years ago did you know him?
That's a good question.
6-ish.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Wait, sorry, 6
Okay.
years ago, or we knew each other for 6 years?
You both left the academy at the age of 22, and you're now 28-ish.
So you would probably Would you recognize it as his voice at least?
Would you
Maybe it was his
recognize
voice?
someone's voice? Think of someone you knew 8 years ago. Would you recognize? I think you
Would
would.
you recognize their voice on the phone?
Yeah.
Depends
Without
how
the
close
face?
you
In a
Yeah.
whisper?
Yeah.
Says in a whisper.
Yeah, that's true. Without the face, it just.
So, did you know Oloc?
are. Certainly should have known him.
But after 8 years, would your friend from college be the first person you think of? Your response could very well be, "There's a lot of people named Oloc."
Well, I think his first response is more the who's asking.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's what,
What are you
So-
doing in my head?
Her reaction is who's asking and
Where are you?
well, so it was message, right?
Yeah, so you can reply
In a whisper.
in a whisper.
Yeah, I was looking up the spell.
I was gonna say you wouldn't necessarily know.
Um,
It was a message spell.
but you wouldn't not know.
Well, yeah, I guess. Were you looking? Were you looking at the guards when this happened, or would you turn around and think it was them talking?
No, I imagine you were looking for this, and then this happened, and you kind of turned
He's kind
around.
of out in the fields,
Okay.
between houses, looking for the
Barkeep.
werewolf barkeep.
Not to be confused with where.
So,
I resemble
Ruckus, you come in and Oloc, Githyanki Oloc says, "Hey, I want to talk to her," and that her goes away, and then a few moments later you see Oloc doing his oobity for a message, and he's whispering to himself. Now, what do you do?
Trying to think if I've seen Oloc do this before. I probably have.
Probably have.
Oh yeah,
So I know it's like,
it's one of my standards.
are you talking to her? Are you getting her to come back?
I figured I might as well ask if she remembered me, because I don't really trust my memories at the moment.
All right, that's about all you get before you respond.
Yeah, so I didn't realize I could respond. Now I do know. Yeah, I mean that would be exactly her response. Is
Yeah.
who's asking?
Who did?
Oloc.
Oh,
Oloc?
New phone. Who dis?
Yeah.
that's probably a good question.
New brain. Who did?
As far as I know, I'm Oloc. Memories have been a little iffy lately.
Cryptic answer.
Oloc's dead. Didn't you get the news?
No. Well, I hope I'm not dead.
I'm getting a beer.
The Oloc you knew died.
Right.
Last thing I remember is Manchun being very angry. I don't know if that tracks with your Oloc dying bit.
Manchun was very proud of killing you. Or so I heard.
Well, I at least don't think he killed me. Alright, I'm just going to be at the bar if you'd like to come talk, because this is getting ridiculous.
All right, let's move on to Varinka. You see this go on in front of you. And Strider, you see this go on in front of you. You look around the building. It's a pretty well attended evening rush, if you would. There's a gal and a couple, looks like a bagpiper, a guitarist, and a singer.
There's a band.
There's a band off in the corner doing the whole tavern jig.
Varinka would look around the room and tap Ruckus on the shoulder and point to the booth over in the corner, which is available.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was available. It's not.
So, yeah, it's pretty crowded. There's a lot of space at this table, and you would recognize this girl.
Oh, yeah.
That
she
was-
was the bard that gave us information, wasn't she?
She is the person that is doing the figurehead.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But Ruckus is also interested in that barmaid, too. He's not listening to you. He wants to go talk
That's
to her.
fine. That's fine. And then I guess we'll go sit over at the table with Stripe.
You kind of elbow,
Yeah.
glowing, point at the table. Strider,
Is she as pretty as Christiana de Mowbray?
She's not here. Oloc got me all worked up. Go talk to the girl, and then she left. And so I got to talk to somebody.
Out of sight, out of mind.
and she kind of, if you have a coin, I'll bring you a drink.
Well, maybe you could help me find a table.
I don't know, sir. Sit wherever you can. It's a busy night.
I think I just found my tall drink of water.
And Varinka goes up to Alice and gives a nod. And
Well, it's funny, fancy meeting you here.
she
Not
smiles.
really.
Isn't this where I was gonna say? Isn't this where we met her before?
Well, this is where I get my dinner. And when there's a band, I like to watch.
So we'll ask to join her, and
It's a big table. Please have a seat. I think I have good news for you. Your ship's ashore, I assume.
it'll be here in a few days.
She looks at you with,
We came separately.
your path is your own, I suppose. There we go.
You have another ship. You need another one. You need another.
I didn't say that. I specifically avoided that. We took the red.
Oloc, do you stay at the bar or do you join them?
I told her I'd be at the bar, so I was going to wait. Hopefully a bartender will come along and give me drinks.
You know, it's odd that after a couple minutes, no one comes over there. Or, or rather, this waitress drops off her drinks, goes back to the bar, and looks left, right. And I keep forgetting his name.
Lorensk.
Miros. This is Lorensk.
Oh.
Lorensk, where'd Miros go? I need my drinks. I don't know. He stepped out back. Perhaps to use Livy. Better not be long. My tips are suffering.
Ruckus will stay with Oloc. You got your eye on a girl. You need a wingman. But he would sit on this side so he'd be close to the waitress.
I appreciate the help.
So, who is she?
Not fully sure. You know, it's all still coming back. Or at least I think it's all coming back. Pretty sure we studied at the academy together. several years ago.
And that's a euphemism for.
It's a wizard academy. You know, people are in their books all the time.
Oh, you're being literal. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, we're not like you sorcerer folks.
And as they're talking, you've lost. Mowbray has lost sight of
Muros.
Miros. Wow, I don't know why. Miros, and your ring fades from that bright fire truck red more to a purple.
Yeah, let's see what did we write. We said dark purple none, dark red within a mile.
Yeah,
So it would still be dark red.
it's still dark. It's not the bright fire engine red. Now it's darker red.
Okay. Yeah, it said bright red within 200 feet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's probably he's. As you stand there and wait, it just fades more and more toward that dark red.
As I get closer to the bar, though,
As you get closer to the bar, though, it starts turning back to a bright red. And as you come around the building,
you of all people shouldn't be puzzled by this.
as you come to the front door, I assume you wouldn't try to go through the kitchen again.
No, she would go through the front door.
Yeah, and as you get to the front door, yeah, that ring is bright red again. And you just step in and you look around. And you see Jessup sitting there. Is there anything you want to tell him or the guards or anything?
Yeah, she's still interested in the barkeep.
Do you report in, I guess is what I'm asking.
Not on her assigned task. However, she would walk by the table and mention that. I guess she would.
Miros.
Miros. Miros is acting a little suspicious.
In what way? He serves me a drink most evenings. In what way was he suspicious?
Well, it's peak dinner shift, and he just walked out.
Certainly he has a reason.
Just keep an eye out for, not saying he's doing anything bad, but just keep an eye out. Just make sure nothing is.
As you wish. And he kind of scoots out and goes to talk to his guards. And after you do that, then what? So Oloc, you saw her go out the back door. 2 minutes later, 3 minutes later, whatever it was, she walks in the front door. She goes and talks to this more formally dressed man, says a few words, who stands up, in a little bit of a frustration, goes and talks to his guards.
So I guess Ruckus would ask Oloc, are you going to go talk to her, or you want me to try to break the ice?
Oh,
She's back.
well, that's a good question. I told her I'd be at the bar. I mean, I'm not convinced that it's the person I knew, so...
So you're playing it cool. All right. I read you.
Sure.
Just sit here and send out the vibe.
Yeah. Okay, we're at a bar. Aren't they supposed to eventually come and give you drinks?
Just hey.
You didn't hear him say. You didn't hear him say it. He just asked, "We're at a bar. Aren't they supposed to come get you drinks?" Yeah. As you look up and down the aisle, you see the other bartender kind of in the back end. You know, he's kind of working this edge, and Miros. That's why, not Maurice. Miros.
Muros.
Miros. Okay, mirror.
Just call me.
So back to Mowbray.
What's wrong with hairy guy? Huh?
Never late for dinner.
Is that what he is in your notes? Hairy guy.
Okay, back to Varinka.
So I would start up a conversation with Alice about our commission and how's it going, and sounds like you're close to finish, if not finished.
Yes, very close. I think just another day or two we'll be ready to put it on. Actually, no, it's been ready for a week now because you guys have been gone. And she said 3 weeks, I think was what she said, 2 or 3 weeks, and it's been closer to 4, 28 days ish, I think, almost. And so it's been done for a while. Whenever your ship gets here, I suppose we'll be ready to fasten it. If you'd like, we can take a peek at it. Perhaps come by in the morning.
Excellent. We'll do
Yeah.
that.
If we have time, we'll definitely.
Very good. And back to Mowbray.
So she would look over to the bar, and I assume she would recognize.
Well, you do see a green-skinned. You see a Gith Yankee. You probably haven't seen a Gith Yankee, but 1 or 2 in the last 6 years, right? They're not that common,
Right.
and so there is a Gith Yankee there now.
They all look the same.
So he does have that same bright red hair, but he's sporting this huge beard that you do not remember. But people's facial hair, that comes and goes as people get older.
Maybe
particularly,
he, shaved every day when he was in school.
could have been, or perhaps it just wasn't as thick at that age. Who knows about Gith Yankee physiology?
Grooming behaviors.
And he is staying there by a dashing human.
Don't
Drow
don't
half-elf.
encourage him.
Drow. Oh yeah, Drow half elf. Okay,
He doesn't.
fair enough.
He doesn't need encouragement.
He is a half elf.
Yes. Who's
But he's
also giving you the
But
big
he has
grin.
that dark skin, tanned.
Is there an open chair next to Oloc?
Sure.
So she's gonna pull out her dagger.
Nope.
But you will
Oh,
remember
dear.
from your background that you're not supposed to ever put down your crossbow. It's if you do, you have to go through this ritual again to reactivate it.
Well, it's just a hand crossbow.
That's right.
So it's one of the tiny
It's a
ones.
pretty small one.
So she still has her crossbow
Yep.
in this hand. Gonna pull out her dagger in another
Yeah,
hand.
and you probably and you do carry a shield with you most of the time, so you'd have to put that on your back or in your hip or something.
She probably has that anyways because
Yeah.
she was at the bar.
Yeah, right, yeah.
She wasn't
So-
all like.
Yeah.
So she locked eyes on Oloc and pulled a weapon.
Not like how
Oh,
we stabbed
you
her.
guys are
She's-
playing it cool. Back to the crowd sitting at the bar.
We're looking at her.
Are you?
Are you
Yes. Yes.
now? Oloc?
We were trying to get her attention.
Ken,
Yeah.
where are you looking?
I thought that's what we were doing.
The bartender. I
Yeah.
would like a drink. I've had a rough few days.
Okay.
So I thought you were playing it really. You took a peek back. You saw where she was, and you didn't want to stare.
Okay, so we're really slow playing it. Okay.
That's I'm killing that from you. So
No, I thought. Okay, I misunderstood. So we got our backs to her. We're glancing back now and then, but we're not staring her down. Okay. So,
yeah. So you keep Oloc kind of is waving his hand down to the barkeep, and this gal had come up and finally walked away, and he catches you eye. He kind of looks left. Look, it's not his station, but he comes down to address you. Yeah. What do you have?
The strongest thing you have, and then whatever he wants.
2 of those, whatever.
You want 2, and he wants 1. Fair enough.
Not what I meant, but sure.
That'll be 3 coppers for the rock gut.
I'll buy. Like you've had a rough day.
And just about it, he's going to get a drink. Up walks Mowbray. It comes up behind him.
Yeah, so she's gonna come up behind and she's gonna how to put this. Basically, she thinks that it might be a trap, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
trust what's going on.
So what do you do?
She's going to, basically let him know that he has a dagger in his side at the moment. Not a stab, but like a little poke. And say, no sudden movements. Don't go for your weapons.
Oloc?
Alright, so am I misremembering that we were not on good terms?
I don't know who you are.
Oh. Okay, so you actually think I died?
Oloc's been... How many years has Oloc been dead? 2 years?
At least, yeah.
Oloc's been dead 2 years, and you show up on a random island in the middle of the ocean. The Oloc I knew liked to stay in dark rooms trying to animate piles of garbage.
Hey now, piles of technology, thank you very much. And I've gotten marginally successful at it. Yeah, 2 year. Okay, so here's what I remember.
Why don't we put down the weapon, friend?
Yeah, if it makes her feel more comfortable, whatever.
It'd make me feel more comfortable.
You're on the other side.
Yeah, but I'm this far away.
On screen is how I have it.
This is what I'm doing.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair because you would have gone up and been like kind of pokey poke.
Yeah, and I'm asking you to put it down.
And who are you?
I'm Oloc's friend. I'm Ruckus Stormfront.
Oloc's friend. Oloc has friends. That's an interesting development.
Where's the dagger right now?
Okay, she'll
Move.
yeah. See, it's either a
Touch
bad
nothing.
connection or a loose.
Well, now it's very loud.
Connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the mic is working
So-
again.
So I guess, Oloc, since you can't see us, what I was doing was like Ruckus has like got his hand out an inch away from her other arm, and telling her to put the knife down, and she at least backed it off a little.
Okay.
Yeah, she pulled the dagger back by an inch. It's no longer in your rib cage; it's now next to your rib cage.
It might say something. I've known Oloc for some time. He's been noble and trustworthy. He
I don't.
very
know.
recently.
I don't. Oloc is dead.
I mean, Oloc, are you okay with me going on, or do you want to tell her the
Go
story?
for it.
He
I mean, I think we both know the story about as well as can be.
Do you know this is Oloc for a fact?
He has called himself Oloc the whole time I've known him for
How long?
many
Like above the table. How
a
long has it
year.
actually been?
Yeah, I don't know how long.
You-
Like
How
2
long
months.
how long was Lestrade?
That was
13
10 days,
Yeah,
2 weeks.
yeah, 2
10
weeks.
days actual like time that we experienced.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The character's experience.
I've known this guy for weeks.
No, it's been at least a couple months.
Oh, it is now because
Yeah.
when you got back, you had all that ship time.
Technically, it's plus a year.
So I might just say he just recently learned that his true memories have been suppressed for years, and he's just starting to piece back together his real life and what happened. And he believes that he knew you in this past life, and if you thought he was dead, that would make sense because his memories were totally changed to plant a different life in his head.
So the elixir prevents transformation, but it doesn't undo it, right?
You have 2 elixirs. One forces transformation. One forces untransformation.
Is that already built in, or is that something we're adding?
So,
Hold on.
so last week I gave you the elixir that causes them to transmute into their hybrid form. Today I gave you one elixir that would transmute them into their human form. At least that's what I meant to do. And then you have the manacles.
The manacles just fix them in their current state.
Right.
So what I
And
was
it's
wondering,
not, and it's not just lichen, right? It's any type.
right. So I mean, as a profession, she's basically tracking down like shapeshifters. So that's like forefront in her mind. Like this could be somebody, pretending to be Oloc, and really know what's going on. So this elixir though would force them into their
Mhm.
natural form. So she will pull one out. So she'll okay, I'll put away the dagger. And then she'll pull out one of the elixirs and say, if you're truly Oloc, drink this.
I would like to roll a perception check to see if Strider has observed
Yeah.
Ruckus putting his arm out to this gal moments ago with
Mhm.
my better than average perception.
Yep.
I had a
Spidey
system
sense
with that.
tingling.
Yeah, a little bit.
Good advantage.
Yeah, and she definitely would have
Go ahead
been,
and roll it with
like,
advantage.
trying to be discreet and not, she wouldn't be waving.
Yeah, but Ruckus is sitting right there. He
So
saw
that's
it.
a 25.
Yeah, so you definitely know that
Something's amiss.
maybe they went like this a little bit, right? You might not have seen the dagger, but you would saw your friends kind of.
You would have seen the tenseness and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Ruckus clearly said, "I have my hand out towards her, like in a warding
Well,
move."
yeah, and is
And
not,
I wanna-
and is not doing the charming face anymore.
No, right. Okay, so I've seen that.
Yep.
And then Strider would like to go. And I will even dash, although I won't run across the room. I'll just say I'm moving double movement.
Well, we'll just. You take 2 turns, take 12 seconds to cross the room. It's fine.
Same.
Yeah. And you
And I would do
give
it
these
from the
guys
other
a.
side.
You say, Gloin, why don't you stay here with Alice?
Right.
Rika, you go that way, I'll go this way. Kind of get on either side.
You probably wouldn't want to raise alarm either.
Okay, you go that way, Verika goes this way.
And Gloin says, "Don't kill everybody.
No fireballs.
No worries.
No black holes."
Do you really want to be that close?
What I will do is I'll step up to the bar, put my back to the bar like I'm looking at the room. What am I doing?
Oh, I did that to you. I'm sorry. I'm doing it to you again. I'm letting go.
Thank you. So I'm gonna flank Ruckus, or not? I'm sorry, Oloc, and
So
Sit
right next to him.
yeah, put my elbows on
Yeah.
the bar, look real casual, kind of, changing the venue perspective. Exactly.
And Verika, where would
Whistle
you like
happy
to end up?
tune.
I'd say right there is fine. Maybe I'd just sit down on the other side of the table just so I could see them.
Yeah.
Because things look tense, but they look stable.
Yeah, so you saw him back off, and by now they've had this conversation. She's pulled out some small vial, a swallow of something. A small vial with a little cork. And she pops it off and is saying, with a serious look on her, if you don't mind taking a swig of this.
If you truly are Oloc, drink this. If you are who you say you are.
Do our companions have like a identify or something like that?
No. So, Oloc, what do you do?
Well, okay. First question: have I gotten my drink yet?
Yeah, I mean, just about then, the dude's walking up with his 3 pints of rock gut.
She'll glower at the barkeep, like kind of sending a message, like
Get
leave
away.
the drinks, but
He sets the drinks down, looks at the gal behind you, and kind of nervously walks away.
All right.
Happily
I will
go back to his station.
take a big swig of the drink that's been brought,
Wow.
and then ask Ruckus, well, if this kills me, avenge me, please, and then
Right.
I'll take whatever the elixir is.
Told you he was trustworthy.
Global,
Yeah.
trustworthy.
Yeah.
Roll a Constitution check, Oloc.
Let me look at my pack and find
Is
my
this-
healing potion here.
Like a saving throw?
Sure. Saving throw.
Against being poisoned?
This is the bar drink or the potion?
This is the potion. Bar drink's fine.
Oh, okay.
He took a big drink and
Okay.
he says, "Fine." And Ruckus, avenge me if I die. You take the vial, you swallow it in a shot, and now we're seeing how it affects you. This is like difficulty class 5. This is nothing. It's actually more of a check to see if Mowbray mixed it correctly.
Alright, well, it's a 12 for a regular old,
Okay. I said 5,
Yeah.
so that's kind of funny.
it's a good thing you have a plus 7.
Yeah, you could say, that's bitter.
Do I know what she studied in school? Would I have an inkling that...
Yeah, she was in
Yeah.
most of the same classes as you, tinkering and this.
You don't know what she did after she left the academy, though.
Well, that's I guess, what I...
Unless I don't think you would have any reason to.
I would say up to the first 3 levels, you were. I don't know if it's true or not for you, Oloc, but you were both studying the artificery.
Alright.
Potions as a minor.
Balls in your court, Oloc.
Yeah, well, I've had better.
But so nothing happened.
Nothing happened. And you could see he kind of face squirmed a little bit, but there's no reaction, transformation.
So with that, she will be like, okay, you might actually be telling the truth.
It might be 20 questions of what do you remember to see. What do you know that only he knows, or vice versa?
Yeah, I don't know if I know enough to pose any of those questions.
Well, you
but
would. Well, who did you have for the?
Yeah,
What was the
that's
name
what
of
I
our
was- That's what I
professor?
was gonna
Yeah.
say. Yeah. So she would probably pose questions about
Who-
like time at the academy. And,
Who blew their finger off in chemistry class?
Yeah. So why don't you each give me a history check? See how well you remember.
Oh, who brought cookies?
I did. Oloc?
History, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 26.
Oh yeah, you're remembering with very good, unusual clarity for your transformation. Maybe it's this recent transformation that you went through.
maybe it's the potion that's helping.
Maybe it's a potion that's helping.
There's so many thoughts going through Tristiana's mind. She only rolled a 14.
Yeah,
which is
all right, but that's
pretty bad for a +4 with advantage. But there's so many, so many thoughts going through her mind that she's,
it's good enough.
Good enough.
14's good enough. You start to reminisce on different. The ball. It's like it steamrolls, right? It builds. First, you this little detail, and then that little detail, and then you start to remember common coincidences or things that you remember and lament on. So now you've crossed the barrier of you really believe this is him, or at least he looks like him, and is remembering those things. Other than what you've heard about his demise, this seems to be him.
Some way, shape, or form, this person either is Oloc or is connected to him, clone, mythical, whatever.
This is a wondrous world we live in.
It's not a trick, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's not a trick. It's not a trap.
So you two are cool now. No more trying to stab him.
For now.
Well, then why don't you take my seat, and you two catch up, and I'll take a seat right over here with my friend, the big chick in the armor.
You are a gentleman.
And Strider?
I'm not moving.
Crush you like a little ant.
So, Oloc, you know that Strider came up, saddled up next to you along the bar, and he doesn't see...
I was counting on him to avenge me as well.
But have you given away? Do you know each other?
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm just leaning on
Unless
the
she
bar.
happened to see us come in together.
Just get in
No,
the
she-
crowd.
But she was busy.
She didn't notice you guys come in.
Yeah.
Quite distracted. Not too much longer, the constable walks up and says,
Took my spot.
You're on my table.
looks at both of you and
The Goliath sitting 4 feet above the table.
Pull up a chair, Sheriff.
and looks over at Mowbray, and Mowbray, you just give him a wave.
You know what it looks like when you have an adult sitting like in a child's chair.
Yeah, that's what that's like.
That's what Branko looks like.
And he just says, "Do you mind if he's stumbling well as I am, join you here? I'm actually kind of on duty here and keeping an eye on the place. This is my normal spot. Do you mind if I pull up a chair?"
Sure.
He pulls up this chair and has a seat and kind of looking at her.
Now, would he want to sit there with his back to the whole room? Or
Yeah, he kind of he seems uncomfortable.
Hey, I ended up with an extra drink here.
If you don't, Elf,
Ruckus.
Jessup, Constable Jessup, would you mind terribly if trading us seats? Just so I can have a better look at the room.
Oh, sure.
That works for you because then you can see.
Uh-huh.
So, Constable, we were here a few weeks ago, and we noticed there's a much more significant police presence. I'll say police. I don't know if guards. We see a lot more guards.
You had heard a couple weeks ago, you say?
Yeah, we were just passing through, and we were on a ship, and we just came back, and we just noticed that there's a lot more guards around the city. Is something changed politically? Or?
We recently had a death that seems accidental, but we're just keeping an eye on everything.
Oh, you don't. You got to keep things. You got to run a tight ship. You don't run a tight ship, it all goes to hell.
That's right. We're just making sure everything's on the up and up. A couple weeks ago, exactly, huh?
Well, give or take.
How about that drink, Sheriff?
How about another?
That's good, huh?
Yeah, thank you. And he takes it, but you notice he doesn't drink. Whatever he's having, he just kind of sets it aside. And, I stay with the juices, the teas.
Frank, I'm like,
Funny enough, I
get
feel
a knee
like
under the table.
Christiana and Oloc would be having the exact same conversation.
So a couple weeks ago, you say.
You were here A couple weeks ago.
What ship did you sail in on?
The gloomy Gus.
What did you say?
The gloomy Gus.
Really? That sounds like a dwarven-made ship.
No. All right. Well, you already said it.
No, I would have said Dilly Roar.
The Dilly Roar, yeah,
I
sorry.
wouldn't lie to him.
The Dilly Roar. And
The
you,
last thing I would try to do is deceive him.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to show any more deception.
Yeah, and we've got to. Yeah. The bearded lady knows what our boat is and all that, so
Yeah, right.
we don't want to get our stories crossed.
beard.
Yeah.
Oh yes. You mean Alice, of course.
Yes.
Yes. So you had a contract with her, as I recall.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
lucrative
And,
contract.
and he pulls out a scroll, a parchment, and he's checking his notes. The Dilly Roar. Yes. That was that ship was a fine ship, right? It was here just a few weeks ago, wasn't it? Yes. Interesting. And what did you do while you stayed here last? I know you talked with Alice and you.
We got a few supplies and we fixed up the ship a little bit too, right?
Yeah. I mean, we paid extra for repairs. We
It
brought
was
a lot of
yes,
business
it
into this
was
little
it was in less than ship shape when we got here. We bought it used.
That's right.
It was a little banged up.
You did bring some
So
well needed cash into our economy, and I do remember that.
that's how we roll. We support the
How-
local economy.
Where did you stay? Did you stay here at the inn?
I think we did, didn't we?
I believe we did.
Memory serves.
Very good. Very
And
good.
our crew.
And your yes, that was quite a crowd, as I recall.
The subtle deflection to maybe his crew members.
Yeah.
And
Those scallywags.
are you seaman by profession?
I am.
I am.
I am.
I've done my time at sea, but I'm more of a stay at port lady now. But we've just been had this opportunity to get on a ship, and we took the.
Oh, so where's the rest of your crew? I haven't seen them yet.
You gonna take this one, or what?
You're the one with the charisma. So
Yeah.
if
So well,
Ascension's gonna be done.
as it turned out in our adventure, we obtained a second ship, and so we have a few of us have returned, and the rest of the crew is coming on the Dilly Roar in a couple days.
You have 2 ships now.
Yes, we do.
And how did you come by a second ship? That's amazing.
Yes, we found it adrift and salvaged it.
Keep digging.
That's right.
2 salvaged ships.
Yes.
There's no crew. Imagine that.
The laws of the sea allow for salvage.
And tell me, how did you spend your last few weeks? Just sailing around looking for
Scenes of the gravity sinkhole crushing.
Yeah, look at that. Let's see. Before or after I ate the dragon?
You did what?
It's the beer talking.
Yeah. Yeah. What's in this stuff?
What was that town that we traveled to?
No, but I was trying. When we were here before,
The
did we
ice.
tell? Did we tell the locals where we were going?
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, you've been gone for 3 weeks,
Yes, we.
and you've come back. That's and very good. Settle up with whatever contracts you had. That's very good. But how did you spend those 3 weeks? Where have you been? Where have you gone? Tell me of your adventures.
Perception check to make sure this guy's legit. You're being squeezed.
That's insight, but yes.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Just saying.
He's drinking and he loves being the center of attention. What'd you say? Insight?
Yeah.
It's a whopping 7.
Yeah, you do have an inspiration from last week.
I do.
If this is how you want to use it.
Yeah, I don't know if I-
enough to.
I don't know if I want to spend it.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I just.
Yeah.
He seems to be asking a lot of questions.
He's a cop.
He is the Constable Jessup.
Yeah.
He is asking questions, and this is. He told you what he was doing.
Yeah.
Right.
So, we say, well, we sailed north into the, what was it called, the Sea of
Ice.
Shattered Ice or
Moving
whatever.
ice.
The Moving Ice, yes, and
This is about the only time that you could do that. You must have gotten pretty far north.
yes, and we encountered some native people up there Help me with the name. You don't remember
Yes,
the
the
name?
native people up there. So what drove you? What interests of you did you have of them?
We weren't
Anthropology.
Yeah. we had heard that a very wise woman was up there living among them, and we were seeking her counsel to help us.
And did you find her?
We did.
Is she here?
She is on route on the Dilly Roar, actually.
You know that's not true.
Isn't she?
She's on the submarine.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think there was discussion that she would have gone on.
We kind of went both ways, but we thought we'd get her faster to Waterdeep if she was on the ship.
Okay, so maybe I'll just say we were able to find her, and she did share some great wisdom with us. So our trek, in that sense, was successful, and we also found this other ship along the way. That would.
I think maybe I would do a perception or insight. Like, is he starting to suspect us of something? Or is this just innocuous questions?
Yeah.
That's a 10.
So again, he's the constable. He's admitted that he's making sure this accident is all it was, and you know what Ruckus did.
No, I know. Yeah.
You know what Ruckus did. You know when it happened.
So I feel like it's starting to get to a suspicion point. Maybe it's just paranoia.
Oh, I've tried to tell him all the other stories that have nothing to do, that were happening since then.
So he's right now. He's just trying to gauge your character.
At some point, I'm gonna. I don't know. The questions haven't been too pointed yet, but if they get much more pointed, I'm gonna be more defensive.
Which may not be a good thing.
Right. But whatever the case may be, I don't think Varinka would want to be the subject of an investigation while just visiting.
So you went up to see a moving ice. You checked out the native people up there, and you've come back to settle up. How long will you be in town?
Oh, gee. I think we're about a few days, a week maybe. We're waiting for the other ship to catch up to
Long
us.
enough for the Dilly Roar to catch up and get resupplied.
And get the
maybe pick up a commission here to
get the. We have to get the figurehead.
Our next port of call
installed.
I won't even say where we're going.
Let's see. What is? This is Gundberg, and I want to go to the wiki. And what is their export?
Gundalan, right?
Gundalarn is the island.
The town is
Economy, fishing, farming. Oh, it started it.
Economics.
The economy. Yeah, it said the economy.
Fishing, farming, mining, and trading.
There you go.
So I mean, their biggest economy is from the ships, especially with all this war on the mainland that people are steering away from Luskin and coming to Gunvard, such as yourself. Our business has never been better, and yet they could use resources. Perhaps you could take a shipment. You could take a shipment to Waterdeep. That's what Waterdeep is, the next free city on the mainland, right? And you could take. I'm sure they could use iron from our mines.
Is it free? I thought it was.
It's really far away.
I thought it was under work occupation.
Waterdeep has fallen.
No. Oh no, it's not. Okay.
What are you doing?
Neverwinter has. Neverwinter.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. Okay.
Neverwinter has, yeah. So Waterdeep is where you intend to go next.
Yeah, right.
Further south.
But
okay.
further south.
Okay.
We don't want them to know where we're heading next.
Oh, well.
So
if you're not going that way, then no matter.
Oh, we're always interested in commerce.
Sure, but we do have to huddle up with the rest
Have a
of our
fleet to support.
crew. Huddle up with the rest of our crew and figure out what's next and where the winds of fortune may take us.
I understand.
Boy, it sounds like there's a lot of seamen coming and going through Gunbark.
That's what she said.
Well, I'm trying to say that there's a lot of people that come and go around here.
We think so. Like
Come on, it's too easy.
I'm trying.
low hanging
When
fruit.
you lob the softball up there,
I
I'm
say
gonna
the word
hit it.
because that's the word being used.
Sailors coming through this time. Yes, of course.
Lots of crew in these ships. Questionable ports of call.
Question-
Luskin alone. I mean,
Luskin.
avoiding a
Luskin.
Luskin.
Is questionable. There's no question about Gunbar.
Yeah, there's a disease named
No,
after
not
them, isn't there?
Gunbar.
No.
That's why I guess I understand all of these guards to make sure that
Well,
all
we
these new
normally
travelers-
try to keep them off to the side,
Thank you for steering the conversation back to that.
but we do want to keep the riffraff to minimum. And in light of
I'm trying to throw it to the other like a whole bunch of people
We
come
were
through
a
here, not
mile
just
off
us.
of that topic.
We were a mile off of it.
As you start fighting right in front of the constable.
A lot of leg kicking under the table.
oh, are you okay?
Yeah, move it.
Cramp.
Yeah, cramp.
So,
Go back to talking about semen. You were doing better.
okay.
Maybe I should hit on him.
Yes. Whatever works.
How about meanwhile back at the counter?
Nice.
I don't know. Can you do that when you're in
Oloc?
the same room?
Yes.
What do you, Mowbray? What do you share with each other?
So,
Well,
I feel like the conversation would probably steer in the direction of, well, what are you doing here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a random place to run into someone that you know, especially someone that's supposed to be dead.
Talk it out, guys.
Joe, I don't know if you've been aware of what's happening on the mainland, but dragons and orcs and
You're fully aware
that's
of
just
all
it.
that.
Dragons and orcs everywhere.
Oh my.
So a lot of what you just played through with the constable, I had imagined that
That same conversation is going on here.
that they would have, eventually would get to that same conversation of,
I think with one noticeable exception, I don't think Oloc knows that Ruckus is the shark that attacked things, so I don't think Oloc would have steered away from that.
I'm going to say that's common knowledge amongst the party. Ken.
That he was the shark
Yeah.
attack?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Would have steered away from it then.
so I imagine at some point it would come up that it'd say she would ask so is this your first time coming to Gunberg?
No. We stopped in 3 or 4 weeks ago on our way up to the
You know
Sea
all
of
the
Moving
details,
Ice.
right? You got the full report from the constable about the fisherman's death.
Yeah, I know all the details of Fisherman's Death. Yeah. It's just, she would be taken a little back 3-4 weeks ago. You said pulls out her notebook, flips a few pages, and you'd be so did you happen to see anything suspicious while you were here 3-4 weeks ago?
Don't think so. I mean, we were in kind of all hands on deck trying to get the ship seaworthy.
Oh, getting the ship
Kind
seaworthy,
of
you said.
fled from the mainland, so.
Scribbling in her notebook. How long? So, how long did it take to fix up your ship? I'm assuming you did business with some people in town.
Oh yeah. Ken does not remember that, but I'm sure Oloc would.
Yeah, you I don't know, 4 or 5 days. What was it, guys? I don't remember. Something like
Better
that.
part of a week. Right?
Yeah. We might have spent a week getting everything ready. A weekish, and yeah, whatever the local dock master, shipmaster person is.
Oh, so you're
I believe we hired out basically everyone on the docks.
spent a week here. You're probably quite familiar with the town.
Oh, that's not true because we spent most of the time on the ship.
Other than
think
your
came to
evenings
this bar
and meals.
Evenings, you had
Hire out
some
people.
downtime exploring. Yeah, okay. You didn't happen to notice any tropical sharks in these northern waters on your travels, have you?
Are sharks tropical?
This one was.
My Bermuda shorts on, apparently.
I
Well,
think so, yeah.
no, to answer your question. But yeah, I didn't know that there was tropical sharks.
Any other tropical monsters? Anything out of the ordinary?
I mean, do you count Arctic monsters in the Sea of Moving Ice?
Do you count Kraken?
Yeah.
No. Krakens are to be expected in the sea moving ice. That's
Giant
all.
Well, that's
squids, whales, and remoras.
Kraken's the most exotic thing I can think of. Everything else was pretty
Monday.
normal. Yeah. Standard
Dragons.
sea life, fish.
Oloc might have questions of his own.
Ice trolls. Like, what are you writing in there? Words.
Yeah, she's been scribbling in her notebook the
Occasional
whole time.
punctuation.
Well, I'm assuming she's writing down what I'm saying.
Why? Why would she be writing down what you're saying?
I'm assuming she was an avid note taker in school.
Oh, there you go. She's a scholar.
I don't know that she's living a shady life now.
I don't know that she is.
I don't think she is. You, however, sailing on ships with pirates.
Who said pirates?
Yeah, what the? You were jumping to conclusions, ma'am.
Well, you have acquired 2 ships in a month.
Yeah, we are saying that anything that was said in the other conversation you've already talked about.
Yeah. And she would kind of tap her pencil on the paper like, never expected Oloc to be with pirates.
Parrots?
And I wasn't expecting the Spanish Inquisition. No,
Inquisition.
Unless you have a better explanation for how you came to acquire 2 ships.
Well, the first ship I was not really around for. I just came around and it was being repaired. But the second ship, we just stumbled upon it.
Stumbled upon a ship without a crew.
It has a crew.
yeah.
Well,
Automated
Two
crew.
kids in a talking teapot.
That's not a problem, is it?
Does Oloc tell her that?
The talking teapot part, no.
Honestly, I would
don't-
avoid the conversation.
No.
You don't want to impress your old schoolmate?
with your techno capability.
Well, not that I found them. That would not be impressive. I was trying to build them.
That is true. It's what he was known for, was trying to animate piles of garbage.
You could prove that. Oloc.
That's true.
I should clarify. What he was known for was attempting to animate piles of garbage. In school, he was never successful. It wasn't until he got his gift from the gods that he was able to successfully create Mini, right? So.
Well, what gift from the gods? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that was above the table.
Above the table.
Actually, he did have it before the gods, didn't he? He
No.
did that in.
He had a little
In the
tinker.
castle,
He
yeah.
had a little tinker thing, but it wasn't like this.
Oh.
No, the gift from God was the ability to have this companion. Oloc.
Well, if you want to step outside, I can show you something real quick.
Ooh.
I'm just getting to know you again.
Easy killer.
He starts to step away. Well,
I did
right?
not realize I haven't finished my
Enter
drink.
the
Finish my drink.
academy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Downs the rest of his drink. Wait, come on! I have something to show you.
I mean, Ruckus sees out of the corner. Like, get some here.
And it starts to move.
So he's
Do
very
you
nervous about
follow?
this conversation he's having.
She will tap her dagger and say, "Just watch yourself," and she'll follow.
And Ruckus might give you a look like.
Well, I'm going.
Like, because I'm tired. I'm trying to keep Verinka's foot out of her mouth.
Oloc, you look over the table, you see Ruckus, Verinka, and the constable. They're all looking at you as you walk out. Do you give any nod or...
I guess I'll wave to my companions.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't move, Strider. Strider can move his own damn self. You step outside, and where do you go outside?
I just off the side. I didn't want to,
Yeah. Maybe even around the
the bag of
building
holding in a
so the guard
giant
can't see.
And Mowbray's, Christiana's guard would be up.
Yeah.
So she would be.
I
keeping,
kind of realize your heckles are up, so I'll park myself right around the corner so the guard can't see, but you can park yourself so you're still in view of the guard, if
Head
that
on a
makes you
swivel.
feel better.
And you walk to the back of her. Oh, sorry.
Mowbray, you do notice that you're being followed.
Unless I invoke... Is this a bush? I'm going to invoke Mask of the Wild.
So,
Stealth check.
Homer Simpson.
what do you do? What do you do?
All right.
I'll bag of holding, and then I'll...
Hold on.
Hold on, Oloc.
As you're coming out of the building, Strider follows some 10, 15, 20 feet behind, but
A little closer than that, but okay.
no,
Yeah,
on the way out,
Okay, yeah.
on the way out, they did. And so Mowbray notices someone coming out after them and rounds the corner. Now, you know they went around the corner. You see the bush there.
Yep.
What do? You invoke your Mask of the Wild?
I do.
All right. And so you may not know exactly where he is, right? You may not know he's in that bush, but you know someone came out. You do know that it was a person that was sitting next to Oloc, but you don't know exactly where he is.
Perfect. I like it.
She is going to grab Oloc's wrist, snatch his wrist,
As he's getting the bag, is that when you do it?
and is going to say, "We're being followed," and is going to start off running.
Pulling him?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, no.
That's not okay. Where are they running? Which way?
Yeah. So let's bring up the other map.
Yeah, so Oloc does not have the greatest of passive perceptions, so I don't-
They came out and went around this corner, and I assume you started running north.
Oh yeah, like around the building.
So I mean, you were already around the building, so you run to the back of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see them take off.
And she would as they round the corner, she would press herself up against the wall.
So you ran to here, the back where those guards were. You might remember there's two guards on either side of the door, right?
Yeah. So kind of the goal is as soon as they round the corner, to back up against the wall so that whoever is following will shoot past.
Okay, so I guess a question is as maybe for the first 10 feet, Oloc, you let her drag you along, but I mean he doesn't have to let you do this, right?
Yeah.
So Oloc, do you continue to let her pull you away, or do you resist?
Yeah, no, I don't have any reason to not trust her, and I don't think Oloc would be perceptive enough to realize that Strider is following him.
All right.
I mean, he knew Strider was there, so actually I think what he would do is he would cast message to where he thinks Strider was and say, "Someone's following us."
All right, so you guys run past this building and pull yourself against the back of the building, and as you dart out, you see them, and you see them kind of go off to the side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Now, so he cast that message, right? He's saying he snapped off that message at me, right?
Yeah, but it's directional, so I don't know if you would have been where it was. So I'm assuming I probably don't get a response. So then I would turn to where I'm guessing Ruckus and Verinka are,
it can't be that
and go,
directional.
Strider's not responding, and someone's following me.
It can't be that directional because earlier you were able to send one.
100.
Yeah, but I sent it right when you stepped outside, so you were right outside the door.
Whatever.
Oh, that's not how we played it, but
Oh, alright.
Whatever.
whatever. Let me pull up message so we can see the exact wording.
There you go.
I don't think we need to be hung up on these detailed guys. It works like you want it to work.
Yeah, I think that's.
So he
Well-
pinged one to us to say, I'm
Well,
being followed.
But if what he wanted to do, which was the first thing he said, which was
Yeah, would have been because Strider was the one that was
Yeah,
next to
right.
me.
yeah. So I'll say it worked. You message Strider. Strider gets the message, "Hey, we're being followed," and you can respond.
I'm the one following. Are you okay?
Oh. Yes.
All right. So
You could just want to become visible.
Well, that only works when you're in vegetation, right?
yeah, I'm just hiding in. Taking advantage of the surrounding. I'm out in the open.
Yeah.
Assuming that they've gone,
Yeah.
they bolted. I would have been watching for
Mm-hmm.
that, right? I mean, Master of the Wild doesn't mean I can't see, just
Right.
means they can't see me.
Right.
So I would have seen her grab him and take off. So I would have been in pursuit.
Yep.
Now maybe I didn't.
I mean, you get 20, 30 feet that way, and you get this message pops in your head. And I think as you get to the message, you kind of stop
Right.
your pursuit.
Right.
And you lean up against the building, and he says, "Hey, I'm okay."
Right.
So do you continue your pursuit?
No, I will. Let's see here.
This is not what I thought we'd be doing tonight.
No, this is Keystone Cops.
we don't often have this quality of role play, so it's good.
I'll drift back to the bush.
Okay.
One thing we're missing is a pissed off fire breathing dragon.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't have been fire.
So I'll drift back to the bush,
Yep.
and I will reassert myself as far as making myself as hidden
Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah, and as you settle in, the guard says, "You okay there, buddy?" I mean, he's standing right there. He saw the whole thing happen.
Come out of the bush and then go back in.
Just go like this. Oh, that did not settle well.
I'll tell him I'm just exploring the fauna and flora.
That's illegal in this town.
He probably rolls his eyes and says druid.
Yeah, right.
What kind of plant is this? What are these berries? Are they poisonous? No, you would be telling him, this is the Latin name of blah, 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 blah. You do not eat these. Only let the birds eat these. Okay, but the two of you run around, you push yourself against the back of the, and you wait for a second.
And she has her hand crossbow ready. She's ready to shoot at whoever comes around the corner.
And from inside, and you go, "Oh, it's you again. Is everything okay, miss?"
Yeah.
Oh, the guard.
I thought someone was following us. And she'd already paid them off, so
Yeah.
they're very friendly.
Well, you're having quite an evening, aren't you?
Never a dull one.
Very well. You've got yourself a friend this time.
Oh, him. Yeah, I guess you could call him a friend.
How long does the message work?
It's a round.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So one response.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So you, Oloc. How do you respond to being pulled and stopped and?
Strider doesn't appear.
And one of my companions, they saw me leave and got concerned.
That's to you. Over. No writing emails tonight.
I was trying to read emails. You send me so much honor. I'm trying to track down all the various things you said.
And it now sounds like he's talking about plants with one of the guards.
You have some very strange friends.
Yes.
But genuine and caring.
No arguments.
Just yes. None of the rest. It was just yes.
Well, I mean, I told you we met in a strange land ruled by a vampire. don't have to be strange to survive.
Say it again.
We met in a strange land ruled by a vampire. I thought we went over the history
I feel
gap
like
here.
we would have probably covered.
Okay.
You know,
As a
Yeah.
monster
I figured
hunter,
we
that
talked
we
would
about
covered the
that.
like. Well, how did you get
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
that would probably
so-
throw up your
So
ass.
how much of you? Okay, you shared the whole vampire story with her. What stories did you share with him? Just tell me, and I'll tell you. Do you share everything? Do you share just a little?
She would. I'll tell you what she wouldn't share. She wouldn't share. She would. She would say that she was here on a mission. She wouldn't share the details of why she was specifically.
How about your associations?
I would think in vague terms. She wouldn't say like give like specific like names of associations and whatnot. But you know,
Okay.
we investigate.
You investigate things just like vampires, and evil vampires, and that would fall into something that you would be very interested in. So do you go back in?
Well, you guys went outside for a reason.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Totally forgot about that. Yeah. So she wouldn't go back around the corner. So, what was it that you wanted to show me?
Alright. So, pull out the bag of holding.
In front of the guards.
Yeah.
Well, there are guards in front, and they're paid off anyways.
I brought you out here to show you what's in my bag.
She
Yeah,
did
and then I'll just,
warn him to be on his behavior.
Pop out Minnie in its tridone form. It's like, I did it!
Yeah. He pulls out this humanoid, medium-sized creature, mechanical creature. 3 arms, 3 sides.
Oh, you updated it. That was above the table. You updated the picture.
Yeah.
Um,
And you made this from a pile of garbage?
Pile of nice garbage.
Sexy lips.
Did the AI make that one?
No, that's straight out of the handbook.
I feel like you should run it through the AI and see what it
Yeah.
comes up with. She would be almost at a loss for words.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be with your tinker background, you'd be genuinely interested in this.
That is true, and also taken aback by the fact that you, and she would also come at it from a direction of, because she had seen you try and heard of you trying countless times to animate piles of garbage while while you were at the academy, and she would want to know what the breakthrough was. Like what?
How did you pull this off?
Yeah, exactly. How did you pull this off? How did you finally get it to work? As she would like walk around it, kind of like
Admiring.
and poking at so this is a fire poker here. This is a piece of scrap steel, and this is
Cast iron pan, thank you very
a
much.
cast iron pan, and
Your components have gotten more sophisticated since your original mini.
True.
but she would want to know what was the break? How did you pull it off? What was the breakthrough?
Still kind of in process on that. I don't know if I could recreate it yet. But I found this wand thing that seemed to provide enough power for what I was needing, because that was always kind of the limiting factor.
You found a wand. You seem to find a lot of interesting stuff.
Well, when you're all of a sudden thrown into a life of
Wands?
adventuring with no knowledge of what you're, searching for.
You would know that she has also been adventuring. I mean, she would have told you that much as well.
So you shared that.
Why haven't you found cool things?
Clearly, we've been.
This isn't a competition.
That's perfect.
I mean, you had that elixir. You never really explained.
Yes. Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
Singular-minded for good many years. Of course, I was searching for something along this lines.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You keep your secrets. I'll keep mine.
Okay, so you have your conversations. You showed me. He showed you his. You gonna show him yours?
No. Not unless he asks any questions.
Oloc hasn't asked me any questions of you.
He has
No,
not.
Olac's treating it as, he's the one that vanished for however long.
Yeah, you make your way back toward the front of the building. Oloc or Strider, you hear them coming.
Mm-hmm. Keep an eye on it.
Well, they're approaching.
You would recognize, I would think, that this is the person you remember you went to school with.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's not the same.
She is scarred where she wasn't scarred before. There's a darkness and seriousness to her that she didn't really have back in the days of school.
She's the same body, same person, same name, all that. But a lot has happened in the past 6 years.
Yeah,
Well,
but
to both-
so
to
I'm
both of you, to be
interpreting it
honest.
as I have no reason to distrust you.
Hmm?
And
I think that's fair.
surface
Yeah.
level based on what I know of you and what I can see now. Whereas I was gone for however long, supposedly dead. I would have much more to have to account for. So Oloc's perfectly happy. Also, Oloc's trying to figure out who he is still.
I'm sorry, I keep wanting to move you. So you're coming back to the front door to go back into the tavern, the Dragon Turtle Inn.
I'm guessing your disguise is good enough that she doesn't.
Well, if you step on him, you'll see,
He's stepping on, but
you're gonna pass through this small crack of vegetation in the wall.
Okay, so what I want to know is at what point does she shoot Strider?
Hopefully never.
So you begin to approach the. Give me a perception check. To what extent are you invisible in this bush?
That's kind of what I was going.
Well, that's.
Yeah.
All right,
What does the Mask of Wild really say?
Yeah, let me look it up. I'll get there. Okay. You can attempt to hide even when you are lightly obscured.
Yeah.
Mask of the Wild, no action.
Give me a stealth check with advantage. You've had some time.
Okay, 1 second. Lightly obscured. Okay, yep. Let's see. Not as well. 13.
All right. So give me a perception check.
7, which I think helps because it means that she would be surprised. She doesn't see him until.
Yeah. So Oloc comes through. I assume you put Minnie away.
Yeah, probably.
And you walk through there. You're not really thinking. You're talking back. Mowbray pushes through, and as she does, she like trips on your foot.
Okay.
And you look and that's when you see him looking back on the backside of and you see this guy that was hiding in the bush.
Gets out her pad.
Guy hiding in bush.
I don't think she would
Just out and out shoot
out
him.
and out shoot him. Because she would recognize
It's the same dude that was
the
next
same
to the
dude that was
next to him on the bar.
No, what she would do is she would confront him. She would walk right up with her crossbow and kind of point it in your face. And be like, basically,
Don't shoot me! I'm a tree.
Yeah, what do you say?
what's your deal?
Yeah, no. Not one to. I'm not inclined to let that just go. So.
You should escalate it.
just a tree inspector doing my job, man.
or do that.
Yeah.
So.
Do you know what the penalty is for kicking a forester on the job?
Have you seen these berries?
They're delicious. You should try one.
Yeah, no, I don't know what. I mean, they've come back. That's dandy. He said he was okay, but they've come back and she's brandishing weapons. That's not okay.
What's your deal? What
So
you doing?
my bonus action is I'm going to snap up my flame blade.
No.
In the middle of a bush.
With the guard watching.
Well, we'll say at this point we've exited the bush, right? She tripped over me.
Oh shit!
So shield comes up, flame blade snaps on. I'm with Oloc. Who are you with?
Why are you spying on us?
It's not about spying. I was watching for my friend.
Yeah.
You took him and ran.
Hey, you guys, both you two, knock it off. Knock it
Just
off.
go have another. Let's go have a drink.
Do I need to get it? The rest of the guards out here. He pounds on.
And he would
Get
say,
out here.
You should know who I work for.
I know who you work for. I watched this guy. He wasn't doing anything. He was just hiding in a bush.
He was spying on us, is what he was doing.
Yeah, knock
He
it
was
off.
more like it.
Just keep an eye on it, and then she'll turn around and walk away.
Back into the bar.
Bush guy pulled the flame blade on me.
You lower your blade.
I do. I'll disperse the flame blade.
That's more like it. Yeah, you can behave in there. He steps in front between Mowbray and the door, right? Let's not be starting anything unless you need to.
All right.
You guys both go in.
Yep.
Oloc, would you like to introduce her to the rest of them?
I feel like
Or,
it's
do
a good idea.
or does she need to go around and piss off the rest of us one at a time?
Just as
Maybe
Jessup finishes his
All
20
right.
questions.
Okay, they're all over there still. Yeah.
I feel like
Oloc
Frank
will,
at this point has a literal boot in her mouth.
Yeah.
Chewing on some leather.
She's been kicked in the shin 3 or 4 times.
You go back to
So
the
walk with
table
a
with
limp
Alice.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Before that, Ken, go on. You're gonna introduce everybody, right?
yeah, so
Yeah.
Oloc will hop over. Yeah. You've already met Ruckus. But I don't know if you're formally introduced. Ruckus, Mowbray, Ruckus, Vrinka, Mowbray, Vrinka.
Christiana de Mowbray, she will insist.
Frank will say, "This is the constable."
I am well acquainted with.
Not to Christian and
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Ruckus.
Well, since we're being formal, my full name is Ruckus Hurricane Katrina Stormfront.
Is that actually your full name?
It is now.
I like it. You're the one responsible for driving New Orleans.
Where's that?
I don't think this Jessup guy even asked our names, so I didn't volunteer it.
Sure he
You
did.
probably would have.
Okay.
He got all your names.
And I assume we gave him the accurate names. We were being truthful.
Yes.
Oh,
All right, so you've done your introduction. You guys sit around here in this 2-seater, 3-seater table. You can go back over here. And,
We'll excuse ourselves with the constable saying, the rest of our party's here. We're going to go.
oh,
sit at the table.
very good.
It was nice meeting you.
Of course. Anytime. And you make your way back over to the table.
As she walks by the constable, she would lean over and whisper in his ear, "Keep an eye on these folks. They are most unusual."
And she,
Great.
and he said, "That's kind of why we brought you here."
I'll do my job, you do yours.
Yes.
Does the ring vibrate off her finger when she stands next to Ruckus?
No,
It's
it's just been a bright red.
just the whole time.
It's just red, solid red.
Oh yeah, I actually touched her at one point.
It's-
fall off
As
your
far as
hand.
you know, it's just a ruby red gem. You haven't noticed the
You
changes.
you haven't seen it change color. So
Well, no, and it's not so much about
No, that's
me
above the
noticing. I'm
table.
just saying above the table.
Yeah.
no,
that's
it's,
true.
It's
Is
not.
that-
It's not that precise.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair
And,
enough.
and well, okay, so at least not any conversation that we have I figured out that that's her occupation.
No.
I don't know if
Right.
Oloc, if it's come up with Oloc yet, but
And she's being very discreet, so
Okay.
I mean, I would leave it up to. If you're interested, you could do a roll with the DM to see if you noticed anything.
no, I just picked it up above the table, but I don't think she's not said that straight up to anybody that that's what she's up to. Okay, that's gonna be a fun reveal
The
at
reason
some
why I
point.
agreed to take this on. Get to hunt down Ruckus.
So at some point, during the evening, maybe Mowbray goes to the bathroom or something, steps away, or Oloc pulls Varinka aside and says, "My friend is, I mean, you've shared a monster hunter, yeah? Fair enough, you shared that, and perhaps it would do us well to include her on our expedition tomorrow."
Get her away from Ruckus.
No, that's not what we're.
You don't know she's going after Ruckus either.
No.
Yeah, but you're a monster hunter, and there's Ruckus.
In fairness, you're all monsters.
pretty much
You all have your own.
demons.
Yeah,
True.
That's a good way of putting it.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much I trust the Yankee version of Oloc, but why would I trust a whole new member? I'll say if Oloc, if you think it's okay, then we'll give it a go. But you're vouching for her.
Above the table, you know the old saying,
Keep your friends close.
"Keep your enemies closer."
We'll see what she's made of.
But well, okay,
I'm not anticipating real problems, but
Oloc, I can't put those words in your mouth. I'm
Yeah,
trying.
no,
I was trying to find a way to get her as part of our group here.
Right.
no, yeah, no.
so
this is-
when you return from the bathroom, I'll make the invitation that we have a few days here in town, and we're thinking about exploring. You know, as seasoned adventurers, I hear you're a seasoned adventurer as well. We're going to go check out R. Veriturus's lair to see if we can find anything of interest. I hear she's away, so we're probably safe.
I assume she would.
Everyone knows
Everyone
of
knows,
the
okay.
white dragon that lairs, and
That is quite daring.
Like I said, I believe I have strong belief that she's not here.
And so,
That makes the
dabbling
danger level a lot less.
even so, entering a dragon's lair period is not for the faint of heart.
Well, I'm sure you've done it before.
maybe I don't know.
I don't
I mean,
know.
who hasn't,
I don't know
really?
if, who hasn't. I feel like Franco would say that.
That's perfect. Right. He's right.
Who hasn't? And she's like,
Of course.
she's like
Everybody!
very
Hasn't
like,
everybody?
quizzical.
That's what
like,
we do.
Is this normal for you?
Well-
kind of look on her face.
Dragon last month, Kraken this week.
Right.
But
Evil
she
Dead Vampire Lore.
Mowbray says who hasn't, and you obviously know that's
No,
not
no,
true.
no. Brinka
Brinka
says
says
who
it.
hasn't. Yeah.
Varinka says who hasn't.
Yeah.
You react, but
Mowbray reacts with a like, because she's seen
Oh.
a lot and done a lot, but like,
all right.
who hasn't raided a dragon's lair is a bit like, really? Like,
I was just gonna check it out for study and understand the nature of Arbitrus. Get to know her a little. Maybe there's something really cool there that's been left behind. I mean, maybe she's abandoned the lair. And I'll have the opportunity to obtain something.
But I want it. Still stealing.
But I really want it. What do I really want?
What
What if I want it more than they do?
I want it
But
more than
the
the guy
old
that has
voice in your head says, "There's no way she would abandon her lair." This is a voice in your head.
What, Forrest Gump is in your head?
That guy is right.
Well, I just mumble this. Just go along with me.
Oh,
She talks to herself occasionally. Don't think anything of it.
at this point, she thinks you're all insane. So it's like,
And that's not necessarily wrong. Yeah, so I made the invitation. I assume you're going to accept. But we'll be leaving tomorrow morning, bright and
it
early.
certainly would be a nice change of scenery.
Oh, you've been here a while, have you?
Which is what, a few weeks?
no,
Or not
It
even?
has to be
a
less
few
than-
A
days
few days, okay.
at
Just
most. Yeah.
a few days. I haven't gotten to see the rest of the island yet.
Well, you'll get to see it pretty high up.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the roller coaster at Six Flags. It's the mountain that you see.
in the
Right,
distance.
you are here, and it seems like it's right there, but really, it's quite a ways away. And you look up the peak, and even this peak is still snow-capped, even though it's late summer. And the locals would say, it seems like that peak is always snow-capped, and always has a veil of cloud around it.
So we should probably dress warm. So bring your warm clothes.
Got my goat cloak.
I mean, you are in the north. You probably have your cold gear with you.
I would imagine so, yeah.
What we really want to know is what was Oloc like back at school? Was he just a little tinkering nerd, or was he like
Yes.
a party guy?
No.
Or...
And Wrinkle will be wanting food right about now. She'll be like,
Oh yeah,
trying to-
you've had food and you drink. You've talked to him. You've rented a room for the night.
So I guess above the table, what I'm kind of thinking is that Christiana de Mowbray was more of the like the jock type, and Oloc was more of the nerd type in school. So Oloc was there tinkering with his piles of garbage.
She was on the jousting team and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the robot fighting team, and whatever was going on in the academy.
Very good. So the evening goes on, and you trade stories back and forth. And as the evening goes on, and you start to drink more and loosen up, the stories become a little bit easier to tell, and you open up a little more and share. I know you don't like to, but we need to become a cohesive group.
Yeah.
So you and Oloc were friends, or you were friends?
We were classmates.
That's all.
So no attachments.
So you're free.
That's,
you're
that's sort of what he's digging for. He's sort of like he's looking at Oloc for the signal, like this is your friend. You got dibs, but hey, that only this is Ruckus we're talking about. If you don't give him a big wave off, he's gonna go after it.
Yeah, so I guess both tell. I don't like telling all the secrets because I like them being surprises. But on the other hand, like if I tell all the secrets, because I think it would be hilarious if Ruckus is trying to chase the person.
Oh, yeah.
Who is trying to discover that basically his secret, and I think that it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah.
So you flirt back, is what you're saying.
But Ruckus was trying to be a little careful if Oloc, if there was something there.
Well, Oloc, what do you say to that?
So yeah,
Ruckus is trying to be somewhat discreet, so
Yes,
try to give the nod. Go for it.
There you go.
All
It's
right.
like a Sheldon discreet though.
Got the wink.
I've been watching Big Bang Theory.
And then I guess if I ever had a moment of woe, I'd message him and say, she will kill you if you...
Just because you struck out doesn't mean the rest of us will.
That would definitely be the message back.
Okay.
And
Because
with-
again, you haven't told Oloc your job, right? You're not,
Other than adventurer, monster hunter,
she's here on contract, but she hasn't.
shared exactly what that contract
Right,
is.
she wouldn't disclose what the contract
okay.
is. That's crossing a professional line
Yeah.
there. And
well, so
with the fluids, the alcohol flowing, I mean,
Yeah.
she would, be
So-
flattered with attention.
so if you're here on an assignment, but you're free to freelance and come
It's not like your
come
boss
with
is
us.
here.
Yeah,
Well, I guess your contractor is here. That's
right, but I'm contracted to see the job through, whatever it takes.
The job's here on the island.
The job's here on the island or wherever it takes me.
So what if we leave in a few days? You might not be able to come with us.
I'll get to the bottom of it by then.
Yeah.
cross that bridge when it comes to it.
She's very
Interesting.
confident in her own abilities.
Okay.
Not arrogant.
No.
She knows she's better than you. It's not arrogance. She's better than you, and she just knows it.
That's not arrogance.
It's not arrogance.
It's
just-
just true.
It's just
true.
facts.
No,
Yeah,
it's
just
just so whatever this job is, you feel like you can wrap it up in a couple of days, and then if
Yeah, no
maybe
problem.
come with us to the mainland.
All right. How far do you take this?
This flirt.
All the way.
This is.
I mean, it's 11 o'clock.
And we've all had a couple of
And
drinks.
Rika says, guys, really, I want you fresh in the morning. Let's turn in.
Okay, Mom.
High hikes in the morning.
You see up there? Did you see the height of that mountain?
Because a couple of drinks.
For me, it's not going to
for-
be as big a deal, but for you lowlanders,
Well, not just that. Given your size, a couple of drinks for you is like a couple thimblefuls. You're-
Moderation in all things.
So
Okay, Dad.
everyone else turns in. Ruckus.
Sir flirts a lot.
Yeah.
last lines.
So I suppose we'll see each other in the morning.
Or should I make you breakfast?
I suppose
Can
we
I walk you to your room?
Oh.
will. Where is her room? I don't even know.
Up these stairs. There's a second floor. There's a host of rooms.
Well, I'm just upstairs. So,
Well, so am I. I'll see you up.
are you guys? This is a good question. I don't know
Yeah,
what you
they
guys
got
do.
rooms here.
They got rooms here as well. Okay. I mean, we're down the hall from each other. Like it's.
Don't have to be.
Like, no, I mean, I'm
But
not
we both-
I'm not gonna get lost.
You're just
That's what she's
you're
playing
just,
as,
you're
like-
just totally stonewalling every.
It's just like
Every offer.
I'm 2 doors down from you.
Yeah.
Like,
You come to her door and she
We're
says,
both-
well, this is me.
We're both adventurers. We occasionally run into danger. Maybe I should
It's a lonely profession.
make sure there isn't a monster under the bed.
well, if there was, I would just kill her. It wouldn't be a problem.
You're getting the dust off, I guess.
No, she's not getting.
You know-
It's not the dust off.
the
So
cold
much
dust
as
off.
is it
she's
oblivious
so confident in
or
her. It's
or-
a little bit of oblivious because she's an investigator, right? So very logical, but also very confident in her abilities. So you keep throwing up like the "what if this happens?" And she's like, "I'll just handle it."
Yeah.
I just like it's not a problem. If monster under the bed, I'll
Well-
stab it in the throat. Like
Okay, how about so? How about that? How about I'll try the door. Is the door open? Is it locked?
You go to reach for the door. Does she let you?
Okay.
well, it would probably be locked.
Okay.
So she'd be like,
I was just trying to be a gentleman, get the door for you.
And pull out the key and unlock the door.
And then,
Did you want to open it now?
yes, you open it and let me get the lights for you. And he'd do a little fairy fire trick in the room.
All right, it works.
It's just
This
standing
is
there
like
watching
this is
going,
like Have you ever seen the show Bones? Like,
Yeah.
is it like
I
she's
have-
like the super scientific, logical, and like
That's what I was.
That's
yeah.
just
all
kind
good.
of, yeah.
That's where we're at.
That's kind of where we're at.
Laser focused
So, yeah.
and no emotions.
I mean, not no
Picked a real
emotion,
winner
like,
there,
she's-
Ruckus.
She's flattered for the
Ruckus
attention.
Wallace.
it's female and she's new, exactly.
And she's very pretty. And
That's right.
striking with her green hair, green eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Not.
Add Wallowitz to the end. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Never mind the double I. You can't notice. You can't notice.
Yeah. So,
So I got there. Let me get the lights for you. It does the little dancing lights trick in the room.
and you say, "Well, thank you. We'll see you in the morning," and she closes the door.
Is that,
To end this awkward.
like right, like he tries to follow it, gets it like right in the nose.
Basically.
So I'm sure you need to get your rest. We're off on a big adventure tomorrow. I will see you bright and early. Like she's not
Yeah.
like completely blowing you off and being rude about it. She's just like, well, we need to get a rest, right?
Yeah.
We need to go to sleep. We have a big adventure tomorrow, and
Thanks for the walk up.
She's
Yeah.
flattered by the attention. She's looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, but she's not like, you know.
Not great. All right, so he takes the hint and sulks back to his own room. Yeah, I got
Or goes back downstairs for that waitress.
well, yeah.
All right.
When
get
one
a-
door closes,
That's right.
another one opens.
We get our long rest.
Yay! I don't think it matters.
You all have your rooms, bunking up where you bunk up. I don't know, share rooms where
Where
you
she
share
was
rooms.
scalded from lighting the bush on fire you were standing in.
We'd stepped out by then.
The next morning, you gather for your breakfast, and you have a chat with your confidant, your mentor, your
Maltheron.
Maltheron.
Imagine
And-
it's probably like
I would ask for what's the best way to get up there and quickest way. And
Oh, look, what? I'm not channeling my. Well, the best way to get there is you're a wizard, right? You can fly, right?
I'm not. I don't have those kinds of stuff.
Well, what kind of wizard? Back in my day, we used to. Well, any wizard worth his name would be able to fly by this age. What do you mean you can't fly? You're going to have to walk?
Yeah, the rest of us will have.
How
The rest
are-
of them will have to walk.
How? What's the word I'm looking for? Archaic. How archaic. I can't believe you walk. You can't fly? Oh my god. So you'll have to take the mountain pass. All the way up. It's gotta be 1,000 feet up.
I'm strong.
I'm used to big climbs.
What kind of wizard are you? What wizard in their right mind likes to walk? Exercise? You're no wizard.
I'm not that kind of wizard.
Fine, yes, you will take the path, and it's not like I ever took it, but then I suppose there's a path the kobolds got up and down it somehow.
My mother was a shaman and my father was a fighter. I'm a little bit of both.
So yes, take the path. Any other questions? I suppose you'll have to.
What kind of
mother was like
welcome should we expect?
father's
Well, coming up the path, you'll go through the kobold caves, past the kobold caves, and you know kobolds and their traps and such. And then you'll get to the frozen lake. What time of year is it?
Summer.
She's not a
Someone,
common flute.
so you'll have to be a little bit careful. But as I recall, never unfroze.
So Ruckus was
But
interested.
She's gonna make you
Arviaturus would always have its lair in the wintry conditions, and then there's the frost giant. Yeah,
So far, he's getting
Frost giant.
nothing.
he guards the entrance to Arviaturus.
Cobalt traps.
trying
Frost
not
giant.
to, like, it's not
Okay.
giving you,
Yes.
it's not giving you nothing.
Guards the entrance?
Like, she's not showing
Well,
you
yes.
She's just
You,
saying,
you,
like,
in her
you know,
when she's gone,
You're
she
nice.
likes to have some
But-
protections over her lair.
she's not
We just
common-
met you.
Right, it's not you.
That makes perfect sense. Is there any like passwords or any way to
Well, yes.
any secret ways in that we can bypass some of these
it's-
obstacles?
Say, tell the frost giant, Orathator.
Okay, let's see if that works.
Orathator should get you. That was the password, I believe. She
What was
used.
the year that you last were here?
What year is it?
And I would tell him what year it is.
Well,
Nice.
I.
It is
The,
day one of the new king.
boy, it's been more over than probably 150 years since I've been here.
The life expectancy of a frost giant is probably not under 50 years. Okay. Orathator is the password.
Orathator.
Orathator.
Push the button to take the Orathator up and down.
So, and then she had the ice nest, but we would always fly through the roof. We would never walk.
Could wild shape and fly up there.
You could.
I could.
I could fall in there.
A
And,
little recon.
I could
and
fall in
Leonard
there.
could carry one or two of us, but I don't think we could all fly.
Yeah. I don't think we want anybody giving away any of our big secrets to strangers. Who's even looking?
Are you going by yourself, or are you bringing your companions?
I'm bringing some others. They decided to come with us.
Very well. I would,
There, if you know.
but what exactly are you looking for?
Well, I was looking for anything to get to know Arviaturus better, so that if we face her, I can understand the true nature of Arviaturus. It seems like you had a very rewarding, relationship with her, and it seems like she's a very intelligent. All dragons are fairly intelligent, so I would think that someone as seasoned as she is, be very experienced, very intelligent, have a lot to offer.
Seek out my cloak. On my cloak there is a clasp, and that clasp allowed me to communicate with Aviaturus. A certain amount of telepathy.
Oh wow!
Not all that different than what we're doing now, except for it would work over great distances.
Do you think you would be able to talk to her through me?
I would highly doubt it. I'm thrilled that I can, but I could communicate with her if she were to wear this ring instead of you.
That would be a great reward for her.
She would be very interested in that. But
So is this ring the reason we're going here? Okay.
You guys don't know that.
Yeah, above the table, piecing things together now.
Yeah, I'm intrigued at the opportunity to, above the table, Varinka's intrigued at the opportunity to bond with Arviaturus, like Maltheron did.
so in Arviaturus's lore, Maltheron had tamed her, had
A relationship.
relationship, right? But initially they fought until they came to some sort of peace, and eventually they
Respected each other.
and Arviaturus much more than that, kindred spirit, a love, if you would, and
and
Like a married couple.
She literally carries his skeleton around.
so much so that when he died,
She bonded it to him.
she put his skeleton on her back and would not miss him that much. And Orathator tried to find her a new wizard, and in that
That's what
to break that bond between Meltheron and Arviturus, Orathator took that ring and had it in her hoard. You found that ring, and do I have it up still? Yeah. Arviturus's brooch will allow you to telepathy with speaking the command word. If with that brooch, you'd be able to say, "Arviturus, great ice claws! It is I, Meltheron the Magnificent, and I wish to commune." And she should hear your voice. That does not mean she'll accept you.
So, again, above the table. So you're telling us the lair's empty. Don't worry about it. But
we're just looking for opportunities. Maybe there's something really cool there.
Actually, you're gonna try to bring her back to the lair.
I'm gonna try to get this clasp now, this brooch,
So you can connect with the spirit.
right? So I can connect with Arviturus.
With the
I already
dragon.
connect with the spirit.
Oh.
He's got the
I've
guy
got a
in
ring.
the ring.
No, yeah, but Arvitur. Okay.
Arviturus the dragon.
Arviturus
the
is the
dragon
white
is still around.
female dragon.
that's still alive that we didn't kill.
Oh, the
I
dragon
wish-
carried
I wish-
her skeleton around.
Right.
I wish Leonard
Yeah,
was
okay.
here.
Meltherons.
Okay. I was had the
What?
other way around.
I wish Leonard was here right now.
He is. He's on Discord, or
Oh,
was.
Is he?
Oh,
He was on Discord.
I can hear the eye rolling from
yes.
here.
Yeah.
Leonard, you're lying.
We're all
We're all
going to
gonna
die.
There you go. Is he still on?
Yeah, he was. It said it was active.
We're all going to die.
There it is.
Are you happy?
Yeah, we're happy.
Yes, yeah.
So now he'll also say, "Now, Florinka, my child, I would ask, do not take from her lair. We will forever be at odds. You want the brooch, you take the brooch, and the brooch alone. You will be tempted with her riches, but they are well encased in ice. If you try to take something other than this brooch,
Okay.
I'd be very upset with you."
I will tell everyone on the way up that we're here to observe and learn, not to steal. Because we don't want to really upset this.
Yeah. So it's
Legendary
next morning,
dragon.
you've gathered your stuff, and you're making your way toward the mountain.
And so I'd say, we can expect kobolds, the traps, the typical traps of a kobold. And
Wait.
I hear there's a frost giant that guards the entrance.
So we can't take any treasure we find.
No.
So why the hell are we going?
This is an informational exploration.
Wait, you interviewing for a job? What?
My dear Watson,
We're here to learn about one of the biggest dragons in the area.
we are here to investigate.
Right. And there's a good chance if she ever finds out that we killed Orathator, we're going to be fighting her. So the more we know about her, the better. Right. Maybe we can pick the battlefield that we, maybe learn this terrain. And those would be my arguments.
Okay.
You can do an insight check. Because there's an obvious deception there, but it seems logical to me.
You say obvious, but you've been part of our team for a long time.
Right,
We have no
that's
reason
true.
to believe anything but the
Right.
most
Yeah.
sincerest of.
And I do believe, we don't
Motives.
need
And
any
no
of
brazen.
this treasure. We've already got money coming out the yin yang, gold, magical items out the yin yang. But if there is something irresistible, I don't know. I can't stop you.
You turn around and Christiana's wearing a deerstalker hat and smoking a pipe.
Okay. You spent most of the morning walking, and you've your elevation keeps increasing. The temperature keeps dropping,
and
And I imagine we would have started like really early in the morning, like 6 a.m. or something like
pretty
that.
darn early.
Yeah.
So you're 3-4 hours walk up. The first hour is pretty, and I imagine after a couple hours, you come to a point where the terrain changes from evergreens to more sparse, right? And about then is when you are approached by a pair of wardens that would say, as you they approach you and say, "You there, you party, where are you headed?"
On a hunting expedition.
"You don't want to go up the mountain. That's the lair of the white dragon."
Well, here she's not around.
"Yes, but she has there's creatures up there that are dangerous, and we would not want to be responsible for your well-being."
Well, consider ourselves warned. You are free of your
I mean, and then with their spears, they walk up to you and you seem like a hardy crew, but do not be causing problems. We have a delicate balance with this dragon, a peace that we would not want to disturb.
Understood.
And I would say there's two, right? You said
Two wardens.
So I'm going to say, you are dutiful protectors of your city. I appreciate you giving us this warning, and we will be careful, and we won't go too much further. But we haven't seen any game up to this point, so we want to really kind of go up a little bit further and explore. We'll be able to see better our prey. If you don't mind, and I'll pull out some coin, 5 gold each. This will just be a day trip.
Just for the game.
Just for the game.
Do you mind if I wrote down your names in case you don't return?
Yeah.
Where are you staying?
Billy, Bob, Jake. I know. This is serious.
You're paying them for their discretion.
Right. We're paying for your discretion.
I appreciate that, but
yours and ours.
Would you not want me to make sure you're okay in a day or two?
Oh no, that'll be fine. Well, like you said, we are hardy individuals, and we're taking our risk. I've already made arrangements back in town if for some reason we fell down the cliff or something. So.
He confers with his friend. More than All right, fine. But I'm not going to be chasing up after you in case.
Quite the opposite. I prefer you not to risk yourself for us.
Agree.
I tell you what, I'm going to go over here and confer with my friend. If you're not here when I get back, I will not know where you went.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't you have to go to the bathroom right about now?
Come, Sven. Let's.
Is there not the joy to?
All right, they step aside and. That
was the idea.
Live or die. I don't give a crap. All right.
Go.
You walk and you continue up the
Bigger one with lights in it. Cool.
up the pass, and eventually becomes more snow covered. Let's see here. I do have a mountain pass.
Yeah, head over there.
Yeah.
Either or. I just need to make note of the money.
I got money.
Okay. Let's see here. We
Minus
have
5 gold part.
Cents
For bribe.
10. That's two.
Oh, yeah,
Cristiano will be you're quite generous with your gold pieces there. I only spent 1 silver piece on my bribes.
Yeah, but we
Last
won't
night.
get questions going up or back.
Fair enough.
And discretion. I'm sure you understand as an investigator.
She's just more remarking at you seem to be throwing a lot of coin around.
You want people to remember you. In a good way.
And sometimes forget.
And sometimes
And in this case,
well,
forget
she would remark.
you
"Well,
pay a lot for people to
I
remember you.
prefer them
You pay
not to
more for
remember
forget.
me.
Aw.
Let me rephrase. You pay them to remember you, but you pay them more to forget.
I'll have to fix this later, but apparently I don't have your new icon on your Oloc. Who am I missing? Strider?
Look, you look different today.
That's what I just said.
So one more?
me.
The
Ruckus.
the new Oloc's right above the old one on your list there.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but when I drag him on, it is
Oh,
up here that I have to change it.
I'm sorry.
Gith token. Select file. Update token. Close. Let's see if that did it. Wrong one.
There he is.
There he is.
That worked.
Okay. It's gotten colder. Mowbray's shoulders are getting a little chilly.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it is fair.
If y'all would go away!
She's wearing scale armor, but somehow she has that female armor that covers nothing and blocks everything.
Yeah, the bikini style.
Right, exactly.
Boob armor.
That was great.
So, yes, Ruckus would offer her his cape.
Oh, thank you. This is a bit chilly.
I did,
And
Deactivate one cape. No capes.
no capes.
Here's the full picture of the Hero Forge I created.
And,
I did look at it. I just never responded.
okay, one-piece bathing suit armor, not bikini, but yeah.
A tankini.
Yeah.
I don't see any scale armor.
Yeah, she needs scale armor.
Yeah, okay.
Bikini scale armor.
That's for next
We
week.
can work on it. We can work on it.
I like.
I like the
laces.
outfit.
I like the laces on the boots.
I don't like her pose. It looks a little clumsy. I'm
Yeah.
nitpicking here,
Yeah.
but
It's the one I used. And
what's that?
well, this is the cloak that
I'm supposed to be looking for.
That's the wizard's cloak.
this is an AI generated image.
Oh, wow. Fancy.
Interesting.
A tattered purplish gray cloak encased in ice. Okay, back to the map though. Let's establish a walking order.
I would definitely lead.
Yeah, this is your show.
I don't know.
No. Yeah, there you go.
Ruckus wants to be next to the girl.
Always.
You're coming up the path, the wintry path, and you see that in front of you, there's logs down across the path. There's cliff up the side. It's high.
So I would suspect there's something. We're getting to a point where the kobolds might be setting traps or doing things like that. So maybe we need to start being wary of things like that.
Well, you want me to take care of the logs from here, or you want to be quiet about it?
I think discretion is good. So I mean, we don't need to fireball anything.
Yeah, that's Ruckus was looking for a chance to show off. So, but if you're
Well,
worried,
if you
you're
can
worried.
show off in a discreet and quiet way, then,
So you're saying Thunderwave is out? Push the logs out of the way?
no booming blade.
No 300-foot thunder.
Avalanche
I was
causing-
thinking firebolt, but that would sort of.
I mean, it's 30 feet in front of you.
So I would turn to Christiana de Mowbray and say, "Do you have any ideas to get past this obstacle?"
Just logs.
It's a testing.
Okay, so point of clarification.
Yeah.
Is it just a few logs laying on the ground
Right here.
that we can walk over, or are we talking about a stacked
Right here.
pile of
If
logs?
you want,
On
yeah,
screen.
if you want to be quiet about it, maybe the biggest, strongest person should pick them up.
Ignore the kobolds.
Right. But I
In the
mean,
cave.
trees.
Oh,
To
for
me,
fuck's
this
sake,
looks
I got
obvious.
this.
It looks obviously
Firebolt.
put in the.
Fire
Bolt.
bolt.
Balls?
Yeah, it does.
It does 3d10 damage to
Okay.
it. To
Cool.
a log.
Yep. So I mean, it's encased in snow, but it leaves a big char spot. You can roll your damage. You
Melts a little
3d10
snow.
to a log would explode it, wouldn't it?
I don't think so.
Hey, logs are tough.
You can roll 3 damage.
yeah, 3d10, 15
You
points of
looked like the
damage.
stat blocks of a door before.
Well, yeah.
That's
with-
surprising.
Yeah.
of a door? What's a door?
Some portion of the logs exploded in splinters and fiery mat. Psh, red cinders fall in the side. Which it was 15-ish.
Okay.
What was
I
it?
thought we
It
wanted
was
to be
10.
less suspicious and noisy.
Yeah,
No,
but we
it
were talking
was-
about it for too long, so I got impatient and just shot one.
You
And
shot.
Ruckus is
Oh,
trying-
quiet! I didn't hear what he said. How much damage did it do?
10.
10 points of damage. Some portion of the log, a chunk of it, splintered up, little charred ends, right? Especially where the snow flipped off of it and a chunk of the wood flipped over and caught on fire a little bit. It's smoldering in the woods. And as you do that, as you did that, you hear it echo through the woods and you hear it creaking. You all have one action right now.
What? Like avalanche?
Could be.
You hear that. What do you do? Right now, one
Head
action.
for the logs. Head for the pile of logs.
So you make a so you could use a dash as you dash forward.
And I would say that too. I think head for the logs.
Brinka, what do you do?
Run away from the
I
woman.
would head for the logs, but inside that crease along the wall.
I'm
Here.
showing leadership.
Strider, what do you
We
do?
grab her hand.
Uh,
Come, maiden.
I can. Okay, can I get? All right.
I just thought it was funny. First thing he does.
If I dash, I can.
Away.
If I dash,
No,
I can
I'm
make it to
running.
the mouth of this cave.
I'm
Into
running.
the-
assuming
You
that's the
can make
cave.
it to the logs.
All right.
The logs, the train changes.
I just think that's better than being out in the open. At least the pile of logs. We've
Yeah, I
got
mean,
some.
You're not wrong.
You can
Some
be
fraction
in the
of
logs if
shelter.
you want, as you start to climb over them, as you jump onto them if you want.
We want to be under them. If there's an avalanche about to happen.
Okay,
Well,
Mowbray, what do you?
Well, yeah. I'm
I'm
looking up.
Still trying to figure out everything she can do. It's a lot. That's the problem with picking up a high level character.
So. I don't know if it applies.
One
here.
action. One action. What do you do?
Well, I want to get an easy killer. Land stride gives me the ability to move through non-magical difficult terrain, costs me no extra movement.
All right. Okay.
So if that
Yeah.
is not-
Agreed.
so then, by golly,
Yep.
I can dash and make it to the flipping mouth of the cave.
Okay. Agreed. Mowbray, I think you just have normal movement of 30 feet.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can really do.
You
yeah.
dash with them?
Yeah, sure.
Where would you like to be? You're behind them, so you can be either behind them or to his side.
I'll be a step behind him.
A step behind them, like this.
Yeah.
Oloc,
Okay, so it's an avalanche thing that we're seeing.
you
come
don't
through,
know.
or
You,
hearing?
you heard a creak.
No,
Okay.
And you get one reaction.
I'll just run forward.
Yeah, so
That seems like the thing to do. Stay with the group so we're all in fireball range.
yeah, Gloin
Yeah.
or Leonard,
Yeah.
do you run with them or do you do something else?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm going to do something else. Bonus action, gold dragon, and I'm going up in the air.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I expected. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I expected too. All right, with that,
Do you have a dragon with
you need to.
Did we not
The
mention
four
that?
of you need
She's
to make.
running, she doesn't see me. I'm flying up and up to the next level.
Okay, fair enough. Not yet.
I need you each to make a dexterity saving throw as a large rock is about to land on top of your head.
Those 4, correct?
Those 4, you made it pass.
Say,
And Gloin flew away.
Not been rolling well.
Up.
I am getting crushed.
I think I am
So-
as well.
I'm pretty sure Oloc is too.
Dave, I would have summoned my echo, I think, but you don't have to let me.
Well, you got the one action. That's a bonus action, isn't it?
Don't spoil his TPK.
Yeah.
Or
From a rock.
HPK, half party kill.
Yeah.
As the boulder falls down on your heads and rolls through you, the people that passed take 15 points of damage. The ones that failed took 30 points of damage, bludgeoning.
What's the
Ow.
The
number?
pass was a 5, right?
15.
Oh.
Okay. 15 to pass, and you get either 15 or 30 if you
That's
fail.
right. DC class was 15.
I am going to reduce that by a D12 plus 2 using stones and dirt.
And you giving us a reaction here, or that was our reaction?
That
to
was
run?
your reaction.
Okay.
Conveniently, the boulder fell where we ran, not where we were.
Well, I was betting there was a lot of them falling everywhere. Instead of
I mean, it
one.
still might have been.
It lands, grazing you as it does, and starts rolling down the hill, gathering.
Oh,
See,
it didn't graze.
It got you good?
It pummeled at least 3 of us.
really, 3 of you failed the 15, but you
Yep.
I did stones endurance, so I only took 19.
19. How Strider just fine.
I passed. Yeah.
You passed, so you took 15.
Failed and Ken Oloc failed as well.
Yeah, all right, yeah. From the cave, two spears jet out at you, Strider, as the kobolds. All right, these attacks are.
It worked. Ruckus likes her, is trying to impress her, so he doesn't want to turn into a shark in front of her. He doesn't want another person to know.
18 plus 3 is a
So
21
he's
to
not gonna do it
hit.
in front of her.
Does
No,
narrowly.
no, and I think it's even better.
A 19 to hit?
Figure it out. Like I wanted to.
All right,
figure
21
it
to
out
hit.
alone.
21 narrowly hits you for
I was
9
just
points
thinking,
of
it's like,
piercing damage.
If you weren't here, he'd probably turn into a shark and eat these guys, but he doesn't want to because you're here.
Yeah.
It's got a taste for
And the other one,
But not in
Miss.
front of the new person.
all right, they each had 2 attacks with their spears, and one hit you, and the other one missed.
Okay.
All right, and I think this is where we'll start next week. We'll next week we'll roll for initiative, and we'll figure out where you want to go from here.
All right.
Well, we're in D&D land, so we have to say it. The queen is dead. Long live the
Yeah,
king.
I did say that.
Did you say that at the top? Yeah.
Yeah.
See how long he lasts.
Charles? Is it Charles?
Yeah, King Charles III.
Oh, is that what he declared himself?
That's.
He's probably like in his
Yeah.
70s.
He's probably the third
Right.
Charles.
I think he. I mean, he could change his name
Yeah.
if he wanted to.
Leonard's right. He probably is in his 70s.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Because she was
Yeah.
96.
Which is younger than our last president, our current president.
Both. Both.
You had to bring that up, didn't you? Younger than our current president's also senile too, you know.
Yeah.
They all are.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. So this is my initial thought for tonight was Miros would you would hit him with your crossbow bolt. He'd be bleeding, and you would track him up to the mountain. But that didn't quite end up how it worked
I
out.
just didn't see the
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was never, and just panned out that he was able to escape and wasn't really chased. He wasn't really threatening, so it didn't make sense that you would attack him.
Right.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Okay. Next Thursday, we'll see what happens as we go into Aviaturus's lair.
I'm sure it'll be only good things.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Ruckus to end up in chains.
Yeah, he might be also, just to say.
Whatever floats your boat.
There's no kids in your house anymore,
Star
right?
Trek's 70th birthday or something?
All the toys can come out.
70th
Yeah.
birthday. The original series
Talk to
aired
Mitch about
today.
that. Are you,
Huh? You're talking to
Are you
Mitch?
still? No, are you still streaming?
Yeah, I am. End stream. And
And on that cheery